Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is also podcast Summer House Edition, Season 10, Episode 9. And what's the point of the show anymore if everyone's cheating on each other and kissing cousins and stuff? That's basically what this is kissing cousins. I don't
It does.
care.
It kind of does feel like that because of like their relations to each other.
Okay. Obviously, it has now broken the news. Not only is the rumor going around, but the joint statement has come out that Amanda and Wes are very special to each other and something's going on. And now everyone's coming out of the woodwork and everyone's freaking out and we don't know what's true, what's not.
Yeah.
When did this start? We don't know. So
It's
Meredith,
weird.
do you want to say anything on this?
I found Scandival better because it was clear of kind of what was going on. The weirdness makes this a million times worse.
I thought Scandival, but I love that. I think this is harder to swallow than Scandival.
Because we don't know what the fuck is going on still. I can't imagine administering a joint statement with someone with absolutely nothingness.
There was nothing in that statement. My thing is, fuck you guys for now kind of ruining the rest of the season. Now this is all I see. And I hate that because the season was really good.
We have so much to look forward to, quote unquote, and it's all bleh.
It's all blah, and now people are like, Sierra, Paige, and Hannah all knew about it because they had Amanda's location. Have you seen that? I just saw that rumor today.
I also heard that there's like TMZ reported that there's like a video Sierra was sent of them hooking up, and it's like that's crazy on all counts because also literally not to defend like Wes and Amanda, but I can't imagine like from afar being videotaped. Like that's weird vibes anyways. And then for like Sierra to potentially get that, like what is going on?
Okay, this is how the rumor mill gets started because I read that they wouldn't give that to her, but they met up with her to show her.
Okay,
they wouldn't send it for obvious reasons.
Weird.
Yeah,
there's so much weirdness in this that is like just weird things to go through as humans.
The more I talk about with my friends, this is the one question I have.
Mm-hmm.
What is the thought process, the conversation? Because at some point, Wes and Amanda get feelings for each other, right? They're like, oh my God. There had to have been some conversation to be like, yes, let's move forward. What was that conversation where they sat there and they said, this could blow up our lives, this could ruin our careers, this could make all of our friends hate us, but yeah, let's maybe do this because maybe it's something?
I don't think that's what happened.
To be a fly on the wall. What's the conversation then?
I think that they were genuinely hanging out as friends. Like Amanda's single. She's like hanging out with West group because they seem like, the going out fun type. And then I think that they got drunk and hooked up one night kind of by accident. Like you just stumble into it and there's no coming back. So then it's like, what are we doing here?
But then you have a conversation and you're like, let's end it and tell people. Let's I don't know, you do anything literally else besides like, yeah, let's hide a relationship and continue exploring this behind everyone's back. What was that conversation?
Weird.
Because in that conversation, drunk, not, at one point it was like, what about Sierra? And they were both just like, yeah, no worries there. What? I would love to know the conversation that they had.
To risk it all for this is crazy.
Also, this is a hot take, but I believe you can learn to fall in and out of love/feelings with each other. So I don't want to hear this like the universe aligned.
It's undeniable.
No,
because there's feelings. I don't. It doesn't surprise me that they had feelings for each other. Those things happen like that. You kind of don't really have control over like having feelings. You have control over acting on feelings. Like you chose to do all of this.
You chose to sneak around. That's the
sneaking
part.
Around.
Because then you're doing press for the show, and they're like, "Oh, Wes and Sierra, what?" There had to be conversations. Like I need to know what those were.
Why do people go into interviews and like make statements as if they're fact when they're lying behind the scenes? Like you don't have to say those words. I find it so weird. Amanda was like, I would never date a fellow cast member. That like West was on Watch What Happens Live being like, nope, just friends, like nothing, like that's my homie. Like it's weird. Like you could just be like, no, she means a lot to me, and like I get how people are speculating about this because we hang out a lot without having to give these like statements that are more lies.
You could just be Raquel and say Sandoval's the hotter Tom, and then everyone would be like, I guess, and we wouldn't be none the wiser, you know? Like,
I need a full timeline.
It's so weird, and the race implications of this too were like that just adds a whole nother level. Anyway.
Okay, I have a last question for you.
Okay,
you go. No, you go.
I was gonna say I love a Bravo scandal though. I know people's lives are falling apart and I feel really bad, but finally now that it's been confirmed because Meredith knows this, I was feeling really morally gray about talking about this and like not knowing because it just seemed really terrible. But now that it's confirmed,
We're not
never
the terrible
been
people
at
in
work.
this.
No, I sit at work and people are like, "Hey, we got to look at these numbers," and I'm like, "What numbers?" Wes and Amanda are hooking up. What are you talking about?
Okay, my thing I can't stop thinking about too is this is more speculation online of that West has been dating someone else, or that there's been other people he's hooked up with, that he's potentially hooked up with Sierra. And I'm like, to risk it all to put a joint statement out for a guy who is playing you, like I hate that I'm wishing for that, because I just
the mess that continues is insane. It's insane. Because, like, did Amanda know about these other girls? Did she think she was the only one? Apparently, they've all said that this is more than friends. This is more than a hookup. This is serious. Is it?
Is it?
You're basically dating Kyle Jr. He just hasn't become a DJ yet. You know what I mean?
Is the key. He's a podcaster, though. Like, as a fellow podcaster.
And listen, I know I'm attracted to toxic white men. I tell you that all the time. The only reason I'm attracted to Wes and not Kyle is because Wes is Midwestern. That's, I think, the only thing that got me. So, like...
You know what? All bad things, I guess, come out of freaking Missouri. Like, another scandal with Bravo and another Missouri guy? Like, honestly, I already have Josh Hawley to worry about. And now I have these two losers? Like, good God.
Oh, awesome. All right, well, before we get into the episode, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Patreon. All the links are in our description. And please be sure to rate, review, and subscribe. And come back every week as we continue to talk about this, because I can't imagine we have like 8 more episodes. What's a girl to do, you know? This is it. Okay, so... previously on Summer House, we're having that old person's party. Bailey is spreading rumors about Dara being in Ben's room for an hour. KJ is already in his head about Dara. Kyle did not invest in Soft Bar because he is struggling financially in Loverboy. Kyle is still DJing and Amanda is not happy about it. Kyle was mean to Amanda and now everyone thinks they should separate, but it's Kyle's birthday, so they're both compartmentalizing. Weston is Amanda's #1 defender, plans to talk to Kyle for her, and may I just say, as we watch this episode, it's hard to be objective, and I hate Kyle, Amanda, and Wes. I hate all 3.
Thank you.
I do.
I'm tired of poor Kyle. Kyle's still a loser.
No. Yeah, he's a loser that was betrayed.
Yeah.
That's it.
2 things can exist at once. Stop with the get him on, like, as the Roxy Hart on Chicago. Like, no. He's not the scorned woman
funny.
here.
That was hilarious.
It is funny. Listen, I do love all the memes, but I'm like, no.
Listen, in a sense, do I feel a little bad for Kyle? Potentially this was happening before his divorce was through. I don't know.
Okay. If that's happening, I do feel a little bit bad for him.
Here's the thing. Personally, I don't think they were hooking up during the summer. Everyone's like, oh my God. I think they were maybe developing some feelings over the summer, but I don't think they were hooking up. That being said, do I feel a little bad for Kyle that this situation's happening? He's pulled into it. His life is blown up. Now he's like, yeah, sure. That sucks in the same way that it sucks for Sierra. Do I not feel that bad for Kyle at the same time because he's a white man? Sure. Also true. I don't care as much.
I'm like, you are a bad person and something bad happened to you too.
I don't think he's a bad person. I think he's a bad husband.
Yeah, sorry. You treat your wife like shit, and she is also playing in your face. Now, in present day.
I mean, in that way, we're kind of equal. You know what I mean? And it's just, I think, unfortunate
Kyle has done it for years, I will say.
Yeah. The only difference is crazy. Amanda broke up with him hypothetically, before she did it.
Potentially.
Potentially. We actually don't know. But
Here's the
this
thing.
reunion's gonna
Kyle's a bad
slap.
husband, but a good
Uh-huh.
friend. They're being bad
Yes.
friends to Kyle.
There you go. There you go. And it's kind of like, would you, which is worse. But at the same time, I've been telling people this who like want to get into Summer House and they're like, where do I start? And I always say you have to start in season 1 to see Kyle and Amanda's relationship because,
Correct.
you know. But I will say, it's hard when I'm telling my friends, like, I don't feel bad for Amanda, even though her relationship was terrible, because you can only do so much. She didn't want help out of that relationship.
No.
So, like, I don't have spare feelings for her. Apologies, girl. Apologies, girl. Anyway,
No
okay, let's get
apologies for
into
me.
this episode that's so hard to watch. Okay, so it's Saturday, August 2nd, 6:46 p.m. We have the old people's party in full swing. Kyle and Carl take a beat in these reclining chairs, and Kyle tells Carl he's been preoccupied for the last 8 months trying to keep it together. Carl just wants to clear the air because, like, this soft bar investment thing came up through Ben, and it's going through everyone but them.
Yeah.
And he does tell Kyle he was just sad about it. And Kyle says, you know, he understands that Carl is sad. Like, you know, Carl bet on Kyle, and like he wants to do that with Carl. However, his wallet, there's no money. Okay, it's all in Loverboy. The business is in trouble. Carl is like, "What? You have 6 months?" And Kyle's like, "No, 3. Cut that in half, babes." Which Carl was shocked.
That was months ago too. So like, how are we doing now? If you basically had 3 months, or you had to get an investor, did you get an investor? Like, I'm so curious where Loverboy is at today.
I have no idea. But if Kyle was smart, instead of trying to be on Chicago, he would just be promoting Loverboy because people would, I think, would buy it at this point. Just
They
for
put out a statement, I think it was today, that
Shut up.
they were like, we're getting a lot of like comments of how people can help and support. And it actually is a pretty funny because it's like a carousel on Instagram. And it's like, we have no money to like invest in influencers and invest in a lot of marketing. And like one of the slides is literally like the Patrick Star from SpongeBob, I have $3. And it's like, I don't have any money to do this. And they're like, so if you want to support, and then it's like, gives some like ways of like where you can buy it. I think like the merch, like.
Oh, oh no. They are really poor. You know what I mean?
But the thing is
So-
like, that's their marketing strategy now. And I'm like, you know what? You should lean into
kinda
I am
works.
bored.
It kind of works. You know, they're the average man's drink because they can't afford anything like the average
Yeah.
man in this economy, you know? So yeah, Carl didn't realize it was that bad at Loverboy, and Kyle says Amanda doesn't understand it either, the current state of affairs that Kyle's in.
Which is scary.
Well, Carl says if Loverboy goes down, at least you guys have each other. And Kyle's like, I don't know if we do. I was like, oh no.
You don't.
I know too much. I know too much, you know?
That's what's hard to watch this episode is it's like, oh no, you do not know what's going to happen to you in 6 months, my guy.
Well, I don't even want to sit here and like continue kicking Kyle down because I'm like, not only do you get served divorce papers, babe, but then it just blows up again. Like, the world is hard right now for you. I can't.
When we get to the DJ like conversation, or like when we're at the DJ booth, I have something so specific to say there because I'm just like,
so
there's
excited.
so much going on in Kyle land, both past and present.
Let's rush there. So we go back to the old people's party. Jesse is on the hunt for Lindsay. We're looking for a man, 45 plus. She's ready to be a sugar baby, okay? Lindsay, listen, she loves love, but she's been burned twice by Carl and by Turner. So fuck love. She's ready to be comfortable. She's looking for rich.
I love it.
So Jesse sees this nerd, right? And he's like, hey, nerds are rich. Come over here, nerd. And so this nerd comes over. His name's Brandon, and he's a hot nerd. And Lindsay's like, hey, are you rich? And he's like, I'm not going to answer that. And they're like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm friends with Carl. And Lindsay's like, never mind.
No,
you're not rich.
No, back up.
I know
the
that.
way she's like, you should have led with that. Like, not
Shoulda led
happening
with
anymore.
it. So then Dara, West, and KJ talk. West, it did the splits. He might have injured himself. Not enough to lay off hooking up with half of New York. May I just say, I have friends who don't watch Summer House, but have heard through the like they're barely in Bravo. They've heard through the grapevine that this West guy has plowed his way through New York, which that is so embarrassing. It's so terrible.
It doesn't surprise me because he literally ended things with Sierra so he could run through the city, like run through the fan base.
it is to the point that non-Bravoans are like, yeah, we've just heard about this guy. Terrible. Anyway.
Embarrassing.
Everyone's been really nice to Dara. She only has negative feelings towards people who aren't here, so we're going to address that when they are here. Cough, cough, Bailey. But Dara's first priority is making sure her and her man are good and that KJ knows she's not running around being shady. Priority number 2 is taking care of Bailey. And then Dara and KJ are like so cute. They melt my heart. And KJ's taking a stand next to Sierra. So like,
I got flashbacks when Dara said like baby to him, to Carl and Lindsay. And I was like, get the baby out. I can't.
It's hard. It's hard.
Free me from this prison.
It's fine. It's fine. You have to move on. Sometimes okay, so I'm going to confide in you. To feel something yesterday, I watched the season 8 Summer House reunion where Paige takes apart West, and it's like very fun. But watching it, I was like, oh, I kind of forget that Lindsay and Carl were engaged because it's also the season where their engagement ended. So they're like really digging into that. And I'm like, oh, I just think of them as like I kind of forget. And so now I've like disassociated baby. Like, it's okay. I don't even know if Carl and
such
Lindsay
a blip
existed
in the universe of Summer House.
Well, because bad things kept happening that I think it like overtook their bad thing.
The Sierra and West thing really blew up.
It got bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, so then Carl texts Bailey that he misses her this weekend and wishes she was here.
Oh my God.
Cute. Wait, have you heard the rumor they're dating? Are they dating?
Yes.
I haven't fact checked this. That's insane. I love that.
I still think they're not. I think they like tried to dabble in it, is my theory, and that they're not dating because of KJ's response on Watch What Happens Live a few weeks ago. KJ either got asked or it was a poll, and KJ was just like he felt weird about it.
I don't know. I've said it. I think they're perfect for each other. They're both like weirdly awkward, and I think it would work really well.
That's why I do think they try. I think in this season or something, like even into the fall, but I think present day, it just feels kind of like they're leaning into it of like, ooh, are they?
Right.
You know, and I don't feel like they are.
Okay, fair. Well, this conversation with Kyle made Carl feel very weird because nothing really got accomplished in their conversation, and Kyle just bitched about how he's the victim, and Carl just wishes Bailey, his cute friend, was here to hang out with.
I like that for Carl. He has things. He has a thing for people who live in the Summer House too.
The blondes. I guess Paige was his only like non-blonde.
No, Danielle.
Oh, he loves the Summer House.
He doesn't have a like physical type. They just have to live in the Summer House.
100%. And now he knows they have to be soft.
Yeah,
they have to have that soft
one thing.
Yeah. So then we cut to New York, which we've never done, I feel like. We're at the park. Bailey calls her mom. They talk about It Girl. Basically, Bailey's mom is with a boy, a man. And then Bailey's like, I've met a man. His name's Carl. He's cute and sweet. But like, I'm nervous because I haven't dated anyone since my sweet green ex. And her mom is like, you gave me some really good advice. I'm going to give you some advice back. And you just can't be fearful and whatever the mom says. And Bailey's like, now I'm going to shoot my shot with Carl. If you're going to have a rebound, like, relation, not that this would be a rebound, but if you're going to hop into a relationship after a toxic relationship, it should be with Carl. He's, like, very safe, I feel like.
That's a good point. Because Dara talked about this actually on a podcast recently. I think maybe her podcast. That Wes was that for her, kind of like someone to like get you going, get you like feel safe and comfortable, and then like date someone serious. The only thing is I feel like Carl is a serious person. So I think she needs to dabble in like, maybe she has like been like hooking up and like, you know, getting excited about dating again. And then like Carl is that trying to be serious type.
Yeah, I meant it as your next serious relationship. Like, you have a really bad one, and then you kind of do your own thing, and then your next boyfriend is, like, so cute and nice and worships you. I
think Carl definitely is in that era. He wants to, like, really be with someone.
Yeah. Yeah, his summer house girl. He wants that.
He likes proximity.
He does. Bounce back to the Hamptons. We got this old people's party. Jesse has his friend Maggie here, and he's showing her the house, and he's trying to date a different type of girl, which this girl looks exactly like the same type he normally dates. But he says he dates bubbly corporate girls, but Maggie is nice. So he's trying not to judge her. Oh, what the
I'm
difference
so
is.
confused by that.
What's the difference? Show me one
What
difference.
what are you looking for?
The bubbly corporate girl is nice.
Yeah, those are mutually exclusive.
So I don't know. This loser doesn't know what he wants. Anyway,
Because also Lexi wasn't that.
I think his type is hot girl, okay? And he's not gonna
Yes.
not date hot girl.
Yeah.
He'll never date like medium ugly girl. He's always
No.
gonna date hot girl. So like
Yes.
that he doesn't actually care about people's personalities is what I'm learning.
No.
If you're
No.
a hot girl, you are type. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he also doesn't have like the Wes personality that like wants the banter and all of this stuff. Like Jesse kind of wants to be like slightly creepy, flirty with girls and for them just to accept that.
Yeah, because he's hot. He needs a girl who also just dates hot boy, hot tall boy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Hot boy, hot girl.
Yeah, that's it. What do I always say? Who was it? It doesn't matter. Where I was like, it's just two hot people that want to hook up. That's like the type.
I think that was
feel like we
Lexi
always talk about.
and Jesse last season.
Oh, it's just, yeah, sure. It's just two hot people.
Yeah.
So, Lindsay's still out here looking for a sugar daddy. She finds a daddy, but he's not a sugar because he has a kayak, not a yacht. And she's like,
Oof.
you're not
No,
my
thank
man.
you.
Ben and Kyle pee together, and then Mia and Sierra talk, and it's so hard when they talk about Amanda, but they're going to talk about Amanda. Mia says Amanda was really upset earlier because she feels like everyone's talking about what happened, and Sierra's like, well, Ben was telling me that Kyle is going to be bankrupt for millions because of Loverboy, but Sierra doesn't care because you don't talk to your wife like that. And then it's like, but will the Loverboy finances affect Amanda because they don't have a prenup? And I was like, this is why we always get prenups, everybody.
I know, because it doesn't just like protect Kyle's business assets. It protects Amanda from ever having to take on his debt.
Well, that's the other thing. Is like, even if Kyle's like, Amanda, I'm never going to have you pay back the Loverboy debt, like they have an amicable divorce, she still legally is on the line for that. Like they can go to her because that's what was happening while they were married. So that's why you always get a prenup.
Because look at Erica Girardi over on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's what we're preventing with the prenup situation.
You're welcome. It's a cautionary tale.
We've seen it play out a million times.
So at 7:21 p.m., old parties people still in full swing. Ben is meeting some girls, but he is distracted because he's thinking about the last person he dated named Sabrina. That's the one that said, I love you. And then he stared at her and said, no thanks. And now they're not together, but he misses her.
It's so weird. Like the way it's always being introduced. He's like, just remember, somebody told me they loved me and I ran away and now I can't stop thinking about her.
She rightfully doesn't talk to me anymore, but I wish she would. I couldn't see this coming, you know?
And I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to remind you for 3 episodes straight that one time this thing happened.
For sure, for sure. And then Jesse's friend Maggie has a bug in her drink, but you know what? She still drinks it. And isn't that just the craziest thing you've ever heard?
Hot girl. You're right. That's his type. It's just hot girl.
Well, their whole conversation was like, isn't that crazy? And he's like, that's so crazy.
Crazy.
And I was like, blow my brains out in this conversation. If I was standing there, I'd be like, and now I have to go drown in the pool.
No, but I'm pissed because it's like, Bravo, why did you give this to me?
So then Jesse is like, hey, do you want to see my room? So he takes Maggie up to his room.
This is such a frat boy thing.
Sierra's fixing her large boobs. And then they go into the bathroom and Maggie's like, I have to pee. You can come in if you want. And he's like,
no.
Oh, okay, well, you pee?
You know what? He did suck a toe last season. So I guess Jesse's just kind of weird.
I just like, you could say a million different things to be like, come in the bath. It's less awkward to be like, just come in the bathroom with me where there are no cameras to catch us kiss than it is to say, you can come in while I pee.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then they do kiss because we hear the sounds of them kissing and then she moans like really loud and then they just like leave.
I noticed that and I was like, girl, relax. It's a kiss.
The moan took me out because then they just left and I was like, oh,
Was it really that hot? He's literally
He's
dressed as a
not.
grandpa.
I thought you were peeing, girl.
Yes. Oh my
Girl.
God.
No, you know what? She was holding her pee. You know that feeling when you hold your pee and then you finally can pee? That
No, because now
must have
I'm
been the
imagining
moan.
she's literally sitting on the toilet peeing and he's making out with her.
He's such a freak. Then Wes and Kyle go to talk. Wes gives him the old come with me. And they go, but then there's also the girl conversation, right? There's Lindsay, Mia, Sierra, and Amanda. They get together. But we'll focus on the boys talk really quick. So, boys talk. Wes and Jesse's there just to hang out, I guess. He's done peeing, so he's here. And Wes asks Kyle if he remembers anything last night. And Kyle's like, yeah, but I'm trying to compartmentalize. And Jesse is just like, I get that, but this is what needs to happen. And Wes says, listen, I know there's a lot of layers, and objectively, you're being unnecessary towards Amanda because, like, that was insane last night. That's not the right way to get things off your chest. And then Kyle's like, I apologize to boys who had to witness it. And Wes is like, don't apologize to us. Apologize to Amanda. Which if I didn't know what was going on, yes, absolutely, this is 100% correct. It is, but anyway, also it's even crazy. Though I know.
Kyle has yet to issue one apology to Amanda, so his first apology about this goes to West and Jesse. This is why I don't let Kyle off the hook with the Amanda and West stuff. You are a bad husband.
Can we talk about how Jesse was in his bed last night? So he didn't even witness it, and he gets an apology before Amanda.
It's weird.
So Kyle feels bad, but he gets really selfish when Amanda has fun with everyone except him. And Wes is like, okay, so you're frustrated, but this still doesn't excuse it. And Kyle's 100%. Like, you have no idea. And then Wes is like, look, how about this? How about you talk to the boys about your frustration and you don't take it out on Amanda? And Kyle apologizes again, and both the boys now are like, stop apologizing to us and go apologize to your wife. And Kyle knows that the boys mean well, but if they really meant well, they would tell Amanda to start hanging out with him more. This is so stupid.
I don't get how Kyle thinks it's other people's responsibility to basically like slap his hand or his like wife's hand and be like, go pay attention to your husband. That's not your friend's job. They have individual relationships with your wife. And if they want to hang out with her and have fun, that's all that they should care about. Like, it's your job to work with your wife on how you guys spend time and show care to each other.
I think it's insane that he was like, the boys should tell Amanda to hang out with me more.
They should go scold her and be like, I know we're having so much fun dancing over here as a group, but your husband looks sad over there with strangers where actually he looks like he's having the time of his life. You should go over there. We are going to exile you out of this group. You're not allowed to have fun with us. You need to go spend time with your husband. Can you imagine if they looked at her and said that?
Your 50-year-old husband who could advocate for himself if he is feeling a certain type of way. Why do the boys do it? Like,
but we need to read his mind, and we need to make sure we prioritize his marriage, even though he doesn't.
There's 3 people in the Summer House cast that I want to punch, and it's Kyle, Wes, and Amanda. Kyle will not get out of my rage, because this was ridiculous. No. Okay. You say all you need to say. Should we go to the girls, or you still want to bitch about it a little bit more?
I can bitch about Kyle for the rest of my life, so.
Isn't it crazy? The other thing, though, is, like, knowing what we know now to watch Wes stick up for Amanda, I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like any of it. I like it, but I don't. There's something weird.
To stand up. Yes, it's valid to stand up for her, but knowing what we know now, it like clouds it to be like, is it because you liked her? Like, what was the motivation for this?
I think it's like knowing what we know now, it just hits different. Even if this was totally innocent and it is like the right thing to do, it's just all tainted now. You know what I mean? So whatever, let's go to the girls. So we go to girl talk and Amanda's like, hey, have you guys seen Kyle? And they're like, of course we haven't fucking seen Kyle. Talk to us instead. And we learn Kyle has still not apologized to Amanda. And then Lindsay's like, hey, Sierra, does Amanda know about the stuff from the other day? And so Sierra's like, hey, Amanda, listen, there's this conversation that Ben had about Loverboy. And then we find out that Loverboy only has 3 months to live. And, you know, Kyle's responsible for all this money. And Lindsay's like, hey, without a prenup, does it affect you? And shout out Lindsay because she's asking all my questions.
Yes.
And then we find out this is reason for divorce. We find out Kyle took out the business loan without talking to Amanda about it.
It wasn't a
Absolutely not.
business loan. It was a personal loan.
Well, Amanda says it was a business loan. And then Amanda, literally get your head out of your ass, because then she goes, well, Kyle's the businessman who went to business school. Like, I would never question his decisions. I don't know anything. You know enough, girl. You know enough that if you didn't sign a prenup, this comes back to you.
I understand like letting him lead on like the decisions and all this stuff, but you should know what is on the line, how much you owe, how if you and your husband are at risk, like you should know about your guys' personal finances, even if you keep them separate. Like, okay, yeah, if you don't want to know like what the exact dollar amount is in his like personal account, fine, but you should be understanding of the risks that he is signing your marriage and your household up for.
She should be more concerned about this, because then
Way
she's
more
basically like,
concerned.
I'm just numb. I'm going through the motions. The way this would send me over the edge, if he comes home and he's like, I had to sign a business loan on our personal finances. Divorce, babe. How dare you do this without talking to me first?
I couldn't agree more. Because also, like, especially with this scandal going on, let's say Kyle's pissed, he can renege on anything he promised you. If, like, let's say we find out this is nowhere you mean insinuating this is actually happening, and I have no evidence of this, but let's say Amanda and Wes were actually like started in like June 2025, and like Amanda was cheating on Kyle the whole time. I would be pissed. I'd burn down the world if I were Kyle. And I'd actually be like, yeah, you should not agree to whatever you did agree to, and like make her pay half of that. This was our business. This is our marriage. These are our finances, baby girl.
I will say, in real time, again, I have no evidence of like what exactly is happening, but Kyle has come out and spoken in defense of Amanda to the public and just said like, hey, the lay off of her. So that proves Kyle like is at the end of the day like a good person. Because man,
agree.
even if she wasn't cheating on me, I'd be like, you're gonna make me look stupid. I'm gonna relook at. Maybe I wouldn't change it, but I would look at it again.
True.
Yeah,
I do want to
petty.
speak on this. We have said this many of times about many of things. If you are in her DMs, I find that weird. If you are sending her death threats, that is really weird. If you are tagging her in comments, I find that weird. Voice your opinion, say it online. You don't need to tag these people.
She doesn't need to see it. If she's avoiding it, let her avoid it, you know?
And if she wants to look at what people are saying, she will go find it. It is probably coming to her For You page. She knows the general sentiment. We do not need to like get after these people directly. Like you can say your piece without like taking these people down.
100%. Okay, so she does tell us they do have separate bank accounts and separate funds. And I was like, doesn't really matter, but shout out you guys
that in a marriage. But like you need to know in a general sense what's happening to your general finances.
It doesn't matter if there's a loan on that married couple. It doesn't matter. I could have all my funds separate, but the minute they come to collect, that shit's up for grabs.
That's up for grabs. Yep.
And so Sierra says, okay, but he should still talk to you and treat you respectfully. And Mia agrees. And then Sierra says, like, Amanda cannot be miserable to make Kyle happy. Like, Sierra says she's never been married, so, like, what does she know? But her mom divorced her dad for speaking to her in the same way that Kyle speaks to Amanda. And Sierra continues and says, like, maybe you just need to separate. Maybe you just need some space. Even if it's a day, even if it's a week, like, whatever. And Lindsay says, like, let him see what life is like without you.
I love that.
Because, like, as terrible as that is, he might fucking start to appreciate you.
Because I think I do generally could understand how in a marriage you get so used to someone and what they provide to you, or even just any long-term partnership, it becomes normalized, all the things somebody does for each other. And so it's a nice reminder to miss someone. Like distance makes the heart grow fonder. Like, let's see like what it's like to be alone. And then I'm reminded about, your little antics bother me, but like I love having you around more than your antics bother me. It's like a nice comparison.
Yeah. And Sierra says like this would be really productive. She even offers her place as somewhere Amanda could escape to. She could stay with her for a week. Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt me.
This episode really showed how amazing of a friend Sierra is and how much she vouches for Amanda, cares for Amanda, wants Amanda to have amazing life. And so then to see in like 4 months time, Amanda not even give an ounce of the care or consideration that Sierra gives her is heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah, that one hurt. And then the girls are obviously like, we can help you. We're here for you. And Amanda just doesn't know what to do. But what she does is she gets with Wes. So we already know the ending. We already got it, you know? We got it. I like sending Meredith.
I just fucking
We're
hate this.
distressed.
This is
So it's
exhausting to like think about these people and how terrible. This is like a different betrayal than like Scandival that like cuts up way deeper to me.
cuts deep. So it's 8:37 p.m. Sierra kicks everyone out of the party. And then they party inside. It's 9:07 p.m. Kyle's DJing. Carl gets in the pool. Wes is of course there because he's so like addicted to Sierra this summer, but it was all fake apparently. I'm so angry. Sorry. It's really hard to be objective. I told you that. Anyway,
I know.
Jesse tells Amanda that Kyle will want to have a conversation with her because Wes confronted Kyle on her behalf and told Kyle off. And Amanda's like, oh, what?
It's crazy that Amanda's like hearing this, that Kyle has to be told off and told to come apologize. Because again, still haven't gotten an apology for him. Like every hour, every minute, everything that's being said about this lessens and lessens whatever Kyle ends up doing.
So it's 11:17 p.m. Kyle's ready to go out in his prosthetic makeup. And Amanda's like, absolutely not, Vito. You look 1,000.
That would be so scary to see that man out in the wild.
No, truly. And then she's like, you're not going out. So all the other boys go out except KJ and Kyle. So Wes gives Sierra a little shoulder squeeze on his way out.
Touch
Fake.
her.
Fake.
Leave her alone.
Okay. And then KJ and Dara hang out and Amanda washes Kyle's face. So then we cut to Kyle and Amanda. I don't know about Amanda, but Kyle's drunk, so keep that in mind. Kyle just wishes Amanda loved him, and she says, maybe if you were nicer to me. And then they agree they're going through a lot. Kyle says he feels like they're in trouble. Amanda agrees. Kyle says he's sorry for last night. Amanda's like, why did it take you so long to say something? And why do you have to be told to apologize? And then she's like, you know what? Let's talk about this sober. So then they go to bed, which I think is the right way to handle.
I think that's the right move, but it is wild that it is the evening time, basically 24 hours after Kyle ripped her a new one, and he's like laying him in as she's literally pulling all of his prosthetics off and helping him so much. Sorry. That's what you can muster up?
Post the party, she planned and decorated and everything.
So. Weird vibes all around.
So KJ and Dara, they have 2 beds, remember, but they share one, which we were wondering. And he thanks Dara for being so beautiful inside and out.
They're like so cute, but this is not my vibe, so it always makes me cringe.
No, but you know what? I think that needs to be my vibe because I am proven that my type is West, and that's not a good type. My type should be KJ, and I need to change it. So I'm trying to be like,
I know it's a me thing that I cringe at them. Like they should change absolutely nothing, but you're so right that like West is an underlying toxic, but there are way more outwardly toxic, really gross things that we see on Bravo, but West is still not a great guy. And so you're right. Like we need to look for the KJs, not the West. Obviously not the Jax Taylors, like not the Tom Sandoval's, but like West is still a problem child.
Yeah. He's like a secret problem child, like KJ. And here's the other thing though. This is why I think I'm attracted to West. If I showed up at this house the way Dara did and this man was like ignoring me and then he was like, this is why my head is all, it's crazy. I know. Dara was so nice to him. I probably would have been like, this is stupid. You know what I mean? I would have been toxic in that. I don't know how I would have responded. I'm not understanding. So I was like, that's why
they're
I'm
both
not
like
dating
stable,
KJ.
which is good. I'm not stable. So like I would ruin a KJ. KJ does not need to be near me, but I'm gonna try to get to the stable ground to also
I'm trying to be
a Dara, you know, and then I can get my KJ.
I thought I was stable. I think I'm stable. I just need to be a little nicer.
I think I need to be romantically stable. I think I am like stable on my own, but like to be stable for someone else, I
No,
don't know if I'm that.
I think I can be. My problem is I think I'm like Lindsay. So if someone said this to me, I would go, ew. If someone said hug me tighter, I just go, ew.
But I think
I want to attract KJ and I just won't because I'm Lindsay. I'm not Dara.
I understand that. I understand that. See, I think I'm basically Ben. People tell me they love me and I'm like, I gotta skedaddle.
We have some work and or we'll find the right person for us. Will they be as healthy and nice as KJ? Probably not,
No.
but we'll figure it out.
But I don't think that's our type and vibe either. I love KJ dearly, both like as a character and like he is actually super nice in our DMs.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He is amazing. Never change. I want him as a friend because we are the hardened Lindsay types.
I would like to be attracted to a KJ. I would like to be attracted to a KJ, okay? I'm going to work on it. I'm going to
bring this discussion to my therapist and we'll see where it goes.
I've decentered men so much that now as maybe I'll only recenter the KJs in life. You know what I mean? So then I learn to love them and no other man exists.
This has nothing to do with this show, but I'm on a trip with my parents right now and I said something about white straight men and my dad was so fucking offended. And I go, oh, so you never listen to my podcast because this would not surprise me. I go, oh, you're not keeping up to date with me online.
Enemy number one is a white straight man on this podcast.
You were taken aback by that small comment? Get out of here.
I call my dad a white straight man all the time. I think he's immune to me. Our dad should hang out. Just two white Midwestern men.
They need each other. A support group, one might say.
Yeah. My dad can help your dad become more comfortable with these comments because my dad at this point has heard it all.
That's true.
I think it helps. He's married to a brown woman, so
that I think helps. That the thing is like we shame and berate my dad all the time, just not for being a white straight man. It's just who he is.
There you go. That's what because that's never been a problem in his world. That's always helped him. There you go. Shut him down, Meredith. Shut him down.
We'll create the support group for him to become woke.
I think it might be too late, but we'll do our best.
We'll do our best.
So it's 2:24 a.m. The boys come back. They were out and now they're in the kitchen. And I was like, yeah, we're going to drunk eat. No, we actually have serious combo.
Very serious.
They talk about the Kyle stuff. And Carl gets kind of heated. Not heated, but he gets a little passionate. And he says his biggest concern is that Kyle hasn't ever faced a big thing in his life. So here comes like a big thing. And he doesn't know what Kyle is going to do.
Which, okay, that's just the lover boy. So then I was thinking you've got lover boy probably still in financial distress right now. He's getting divorced. And then this Amanda and Wes stuff comes out. Is Kyle in present day emotionally okay? I'm just curious. Like, I am a little worried about him.
Big things come in threes. It's usually death. But let's do big things. Yep.
But Kyle's like disastrous life experiences are really just like every 2 months. Because if I don't know where the lover boy financials were at, but like 3 months after they ended filming is like the first instance, whatever, he hits that 3 mark. Then he like announces his like divorce separation. And then like this comes out. Like I don't feel bad for Kyle, but I do want to know, is he okay?
Well, he's got the dogs currently, so he has emotional support animals.
Okay, good.
So I think good. At least there's that. Because we know he doesn't do therapy. We know that about Kyle.
As long as he is not ChatGPTing therapy like Craig Conover.
No.
At least we're in this neutral zone.
If Craig does it, Kyle would never do that.
True. Actually, I think Kyle has made fun of Craig online.
Kyle's sometimes a bad husband, or always a bad husband, and he sometimes can make bad decisions that make him a little bit of a bad person, but he is never gonna follow in Craig Conover's
an idiot like that.
He's never that bad. No. So it's August 3rd, 8:47 a.m. The house is trashed. KJ and Dara, though, they're up. They're getting ready. They're gonna make fucking breakfast for the house because that's how cute they are.
I loved this. We needed this after this terrible episode of like looking into Amanda and West. I needed their wholesome content so bad.
Also, this is perfect because KJ knows where everything is in that fridge. He put it all away, took it back out, and put it back together again.
Alicia, that is so fucking funny. Stop. I didn't even think about that.
That's all I thought about was I saw the fridge open at one point and I went, KJ knows where it's at. KJ's
I
got
love
it
that
down.
she was like, this man does not know how to cook a single thing. He doesn't even put salt and pepper on his eggs. Like, who doesn't
That's
do that?
crazy.
She's like,
That's crazy.
this is his one red flag. I'm gonna fix it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And they cook together, which she really likes.
Yeah.
It's
And even when he
cute.
does things like a little wrong, like the amount of oil in that pancake pan was crazy. But she's just like, oh, that's a lot of oil. And he's like, oh, let me go fuck myself. And she's like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
it's fine.
The way I would have been like, oh, that's a lot of oil. And he would have been like, let me go fuck myself. And I would have said, yeah,
Yeah.
get out of my kitchen. Yeah. Exit stage left, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 10:24 a.m. The house comes to the kitchen. Wes doesn't know how to whisk, okay? Red flag immediately.
Seriously, how did that man make his egg casserole?
Lindsay has to say it's like jerking off, which he also can't do apparently because he's fucking half in New York. Anyway, so
Good point. Good point.
so breakfast is served, and we have a non-Midwestern casserole in front of us. It
I
had
know,
a
because there
lot
was like
more-
feta or like goat cheese on it. And I was like, that's no.
There were tomatoes, which
Yep.
famously is never in a Midwestern casserole. You pick something green and stick it in there, and you only get a little bit. There were a
Yeah.
lot of tomatoes on this, which was not. We never used
know.
tomatoes. I don't know why. Well,
It
tomatoes
was
on eggs
interesting.
seems weird. I don't know why.
It feels like you're really trying to zhuzh this up, and it's supposed to just be a whole bunch of shit slopped together.
It feels really rich, and that's not
Yeah.
the Midwest. That's why there's no housewife franchises in the Midwest. Okay, it's not rich and bougie. We're eating casserole.
Nope. Or eating casserole with cheddar in there.
Yeah, truly. So they're like, what are we doing this week? And Wes is going to Italy, so sayonara, bitch. And Lindsay's going to be doing a housewarming party, and Ben's like, hey, I might bring a +1. And Lindsay's like, okay, weirdo, I guess that's fine. And then everyone's like, who are you bringing? And he's like, I haven't asked her yet. He's like, so you're going to bring her to a housewarming party of a woman she doesn't know that's in front of all the cameras?
I was about to say, we're filming a whole show. This seems such a weird place to like reignite a flame with the girl you ran away from.
Yeah, you can't tell me you love me, and then you're like, hey, let's get on camera together.
To somebody else's housewarming. Like, what a weird event to add a +1.
Truly. So Sierra's going to North Carolina because she's going to meet with the architect for her house where she's going to do some renovations. So we find out that she bought her grandparents' house. She bought it from her dad and his siblings, but they don't know yet. And basically Sierra moved around a lot growing up. But her grandparents' house was like always a stable, and it's basically her home. It's the house that raised her, and she wants to keep this house in her family name long term.
I love that. She has so much depth. I don't understand the people who like don't get Sierra, because she gives and gives and gives on this show every single year. Especially this one. This season is her best season yet. And I truly believe it's because like Paige is gone. Like, you know, she gets to like come out on her own. There's more screen time, like not being, no offense, I am a Paige lover, but monopolized by Paige. Like, we loved her too much that it like created a huge shadow around the other cast. And so like she really gets to come into her own and like have storylines like we've never seen before.
I agree. I also think Paige by nature is like a defender. So we even saw it when I was rewatching the season 8 reunion last night. When Sierra was upset, it was Paige who was speaking for her and on her behalf and protecting her and yelling at Wes, right? But this is giving Sierra, not that I don't think Sierra deserves that, because she does, but without Paige, Sierra has to find her own 2 feet. And so she's really, we see her in all aspects. We see her happy, sad, angry, emotional, just all things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, okay, so then Mia's like, I'm really proud of Sierra. She's handled this situation amazingly, and she's really downplaying it, and like, I want to give her flowers. And Amanda's like, yeah, this is a huge deal. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Oh my God. I was like thinking the same thing. I was like, get out of here, Amanda. But like, Mia is truly her best friend, like hyping her up. Like, Sierra is like downplaying this, because I think a lot of women in general, it's like, yeah, I'm doing this really cool thing, but like it's hard to talk about it. And like, hype yourself up about cool stuff. And if you do drop something, you feel embarrassed whenever you like drop these like huge accomplishments. So I really love Mia being like, no, we're not gonna just like let this like just sit out there. Oh, I'm going to North Carolina. It's like, hell
Yeah.
yeah, girly. Like you worked hard for this. I know how much this meant to you. And I love friends who know when to
Mhm.
pick up that baton and celebrate their friends because we are so bad at celebrating ourselves.
I know, I love it. And then Sierra, she really can't believe she's responsible enough to buy a house and then like have it stay in her family. She gets really emotional because she talks about like this is a way to honor her grandparents' hard work. Like they built this house. And then Carl is like, "Hey, can I come visit?" And Sierra's like, "I'll do a housewarming next summer if it's ready." So
Which
calm down, Carl.
Okay, but another annoyance with this fucking scandal because if Summer House goes down, I actually think that would be so fun. People have been begging for Summer House to take a trip, and it would be so cool for them to take a trip to like North Carolina, see her house, maybe go to a lake house there or something, like switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, but Summer House can't go on a trip. The whole weekend's a trip. You know what I
I
mean?
know, but like I would love
You know
that
what
for
I
them to go
mean?
to like Hub House or
Oh,
like
I would
going
love.
somewhere would be really cool because we never see them
It would be
travel.
fun. Yeah, listen, I've there was one creator that is just like us and said, I think Summer House will probably be revamped, but you can put Sierra, KJ, and me on Summer House Martha's Vineyard and bring that bitch back, and then we can all go see Sierra's house. That cast can
True.
go.
That
Hear
cast
that?
deserves to go see her house. And you know what? You can invite Carl. He can have a cameo because he just wants to see the
Carl
damn house.
Carl's Carl's a friend to all. He can just come see the house. He would love.
That would be so
Carl's
funny.
everyone's friend.
It's like
It's
it's
just
the
all of
cast
them
of
and
like Martha's
Carl.
Vineyard, and then it's just like Carl
Yeah.
knocking on the door, like, "Hey,
Well, Bria
hi,
has that white man. It would be two white men,
Simon,
right?
Simon
Yeah.
and Carl." No, I can't do them both.
I think Carl would love it. Carl would love to be included. He would love to just be included.
Oh
Yeah, it
my
would be so good.
god.
Oh, that's funny. Wes, he knows what it means to Sierra to have this house, right? But he doesn't know how to deliver like an I'm proud with you because they have like this weird relationship, which I was like, don't you dare say anything about it. How about that? How about you shut your damn mouth? Leave my girl alone.
I just find it so weird how he wants to be so involved in her life, but like doesn't want to date her. Like last season, we saw him like want this friendship so bad, and he fucked it up. Obviously, the ability to have a friendship because he couldn't shut his goddamn mouth, and now he like wants to be so involved in her accomplishments. It's like you want all of the benefits from her, but you do not want to invest in her or care about her, and I find that so gross from him.
There is something really weird about it how like he can't seem to let her go, but he
Yeah.
doesn't want her
Yeah.
in like any kind of regard that would benefit her. It's always like
Where he has to
I want
actually
her to be
show
my
up for
friend.
her.
Yeah, yes, it's a very one-sided like when I need you, I want you, and when I don't, I will kick you to the curb. Which is
Yeah.
basically their relationship because watching this season 8 reunion, it was basically like he begged her, I want to date you, I want to date you, I want to date you, which I forgot. She gave him an out. He said, "No, I'm in this." He slept with her and then said, "Okay, bye." So what he wanted was to sleep with
Yeah.
hot girl. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. I'm so tired of people diminishing their relationship because they didn't put labels on it and like weren't boyfriend, girlfriend, dating for a year. Like it was serious. It was super emotional. She like told him how serious he needed to be in order to like sleep with her. He decided to cosplay that for like 3, 4 months and then ditch. And it's weird. I'm pretty sure he brought her to his brother's wedding. He
He
brought her
did.
to
They stayed with
Missouri.
his brother in Chicago and she stayed with his parents in Missouri.
That's serious to me.
It's even worse because like Austin did the same thing. Like, and she said to Wes, this literally just happened where I told the boy, this is how I date. He said, that's exactly what I want. He slept with me and he left. And you do the exact same thing to me? Crazy.
Yeah.
I actually, watching that season 8 reunion made me remember why like West is a villain in a weird way. Like I had forgotten because I was like so attracted to him, but he's actually like a villain a little bit.
I just don't understand how, as Amanda, you look at Wes and everything that has happened and say, like, yeah, That's what I want.
No, beyond that, my friend even remotely enjoys a man's presence, he is off limits to me. Paige said
I
it
do
best at
not
the
think about
season
him
8
sexually. Yeah.
at the season 8 reunion. She said, "When my friend's done with you, I don't know you." That
Yep.
period, bitch. Anyway, okay. So then everyone's like, "Oh, does anyone else own property?" And Ben owns an apartment. Lindsay has Hub House in Nashville. Amanda makes a joke. She's like, "I have no house in New Jersey." And then Kyle's like, "Well, that's because the deposit's in Loverboy." And Amanda says, "It was just a joke,
It
Kyle."
literally was a joke because all last season, Amanda just wanted to go fucking live in New Jersey. Like, Kyle can't let Amanda like tell a joke or be fun in any capacity.
Amanda, not fun.
Amanda,
Absolutely not.
the goal is Amanda not fun. Kyle needs to hate on
Not fun.
Amanda. That's the only way that Kyle can have fun.
He said that once, and he said, if Amanda's not going to be fun tonight, she'll never be fun again. And he
And
made
if she's
that
fun,
his life's work.
then I'm not having fun. And they can't be having fun at the
Exactly.
same time. It has to be he's having fun and she's miserable by his side.
Mm-hmm.
He's
That's what he
not
wants.
happy unless she's unhappy.
Exactly. So it's 11:17 a.m. Breakfast is over. We gotta go. Ben, he's really hoping Sabrina comes to this housewarming party with him. Hasn't talked to her.
I hate him.
Hasn't talked to her yet. But we're hoping. So
Secure
it's
the
11:48
invite, though.
a.m.
Don't worry.
Oh my God. 11:48 a.m. Kyle and Amanda do a quick little hug, and then they're like, "Let's talk." And Amanda's like, "I don't understand, what happened, or like why you waited so long to apologize." And Kyle says he just needed time to process, and like he doesn't know what got into him. And Amanda's like, "What are you processing? Like, you walked past me and said fuck you. Like, what are you processing?" And Kyle says he doesn't know why he said that. He was just an asshole, and he doesn't feel like Amanda wants to be with him. And Amanda's like, "We're in a really weird place right now. Like, you were just talking really negative about me. Like, you can't imagine I'm gonna love you every second of every day at this point."
It's weird for all the time he took, because he said he needed to take that time. He has come up with nothing, absolutely nothing to say about it. Like, there was no processing. You were avoiding it. You didn't want to take accountability. You were hoping that we could just move on, because in every other time we do just move on. And so you just wanted me to like swallow this and deal with it, but I'm not going to. And now that we're confronting it, and the way he says we in their conversations is like, we have issues. Is like, he wants to say, you have issues. You have problems. You're the problem in this. You're not treating me right. But he uses we as like a weapon because he can't say you. Oh, can we do couples therapy? We need to work on this. And it's very pointed at her. I found it so weird.
Well, it was very obvious because he's never really said we before. It's always you. So then when he was saying we, I even wrote down, I was like, the we is throwing me.
The way he's saying we, you can tell he's like, we, wink, wink, you.
You got to give it to him. After 10 years, he's learned one thing, and not to blame Amanda. Just say we. It comes across better,
But he's like bait and switching it because he does still need her. The way he's like, I mean, it'd be nice if we could go to couples therapy. And she's like, I have asked for that. So like, don't act like you're the savior of this relationship because you want to go to couples therapy.
Yeah. So Amanda's feeling really disrespected. This is where Kyle's like, we are in troubled water and we need to figure out what we're doing for us. And Amanda's like, listen, I've been through all this shit with you. Where in my past does it say I'm going to leave you or I don't love you?
God.
Like, hello? Like, I know you're under pressure, but like, nowhere in here did it say I'm the problem. For years we have proof Amanda's going to stick by this man forever, okay,
That's
Kyle?
the thing.
Just stop
That's
your
the
bitching.
one thing I'm actually on her side. She sticks by that man when she shouldn't, but like she stays there.
Yeah, in what way is he like, we're in trouble? She's never going to leave. I mean, she does eventually, but like at this point, you have the proof.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're down for couples therapy. They love each other. They're going to be partners in this. It's just the same constant shit. We've been talking about this for 10 years. Okay, so now it's time to leave. Carl loves Karma Brown. He can't stop thinking about it, which I'm with him. Man, Carl, man. Okay, so
more Karma Brown.
We go to New York City, baby, except West. He leaves the country, thank God. So on Tuesday, we have Lindsay's housewarming party. She has moved apartment, she's transitioning her life, and she's really proud of herself. And sugar daddy or not, Lindsay's got her. Got her and got Gemma. They don't have to worry
Yeah.
about things, which she's a hustler.
Honestly, hats off to Hub House.
So Sierra and Mia are here, and they are shook because there's a fucking pianist. Lindsay is a fucking pianist at her apartment.
Which is so funny.
Party.
I don't know if you were following the saga when she actually moved into this place. The piano was supposed to be taken by the old residents, but they thought Lindsay wanted it. And so Lindsay just had this fucking piano. And so she was like,
I didn't know.
It was in the like living room, but like with Gemma, she was like, I can't have this piano. So then they moved it to that foyer. So it's so funny that she hired a pianist to come for this housewarming because like she did not want that piano. But now I think she's like grown to love it because it's kind of funny.
Yeah. No, this whole housewarming party had me cracking up. Like everything was so laugh out loud funny. The pianist, but then also having these two women walk into an apartment party and be like, there's a pianist here? And I was like, that is so funny.
Who walked in was like, this is so fucking nice. This apartment is nice. This party is nice. Like, this is not what I expected. And I agree because, I mean, New York is different. Obviously, the rental market is different. But, like, being at our ages, I can imagine walking into my friend's apartment in, like, early to mid 30s and then, like, having this apartment, this nice of a party. You're just like, what is going on here? This is not what I expected.
The fact in New York, she has an apartment big enough to have a piano and then hire someone to play that piano. Because if you just need to push it in the corner or something to fit people, that's fine. But then she has a bar and worker. And I was like, girl, I don't know how much you pay for rent, but I want to know. I'm so nosy.
I want to know. I miss Bravo putting like taglines on things. I want to know her rent so bad.
Tell me. So Kyle and Amanda are here. Kyle's like, you have a foyer? And I was cracking up.
It's like, yes, this is insane.
Jesse and Carl get here, and Carl has mixed feelings about being here. He's so honored he was invited, even if it was in a group chat. But it is weird to be here because they obviously split things when they live together. So, like, Carl got Wesley Stripes the zebra.
Well, because we know he loves zebras.
Yeah, and Lindsay got the trash can in the bathroom. So every time Carl went to the bathroom, he was haunted by the trash can.
What a weird thing to fucking point out that was your shared trash can.
Also, all the trash cans in the bathroom look the same, my guy. It could be a different trash can. Knowing really Lindsay, she threw out the one that was in the apartment with you because she thinks you're cursed. You know what I mean?
Also, what if she was the one who brought that into the shared apartment and then it's just this is just the trash can I've had for years. Who cares?
I love that. Like, we're like, yeah, because if we ever had roommates, we'd be like, this is what we own. We can share. I also think they are rich enough that they probably were like, let's buy new shit. Maybe? Yeah. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Anyway, Carl, so awkward, but he brought Lindsay gifts, okay? So he gives her a gift, a housewarming gift, and she's like, is it non-alcoholic? And he goes, no, it's a regular, which was so funny. And then he goes, I have a gift for Gemma, which is not the most awkward person to buy a gift for. And he said, I think she'll really like it because she's in New York. And Lindsay is like, oh, okay, thanks, Carl.
Cool. Thanks so much. I love their awkwardness. I need it to never end because it just gives me so much joy and entertainment.
No, I love that Carl feels awkward. Like he himself
and I can feel it through him.
Oh, for sure. But I love that Lindsay sees the awkwardness but refuses to be awkward herself. So they are just on two different planes.
That or ease it. Like she's not going to like calm him down or like make any of his anxiety go away. She won't like add to it really by any means. She's not trying to like, but she's like, cool.
We're going to sit in it, but I'm not going to be awkward. You struggle.
No, that's a you thing, and like you're on your own, kid.
I get it. And I think whatever he bought Gemma, it was burned. It was burned already. She doesn't want it.
It was a book. It was a book about, I think, like living in New York.
She doesn't want it. It's gone. Okay. It's donated. It's gone.
I wonder if Andy's going to ask about that at the reunion just to like
Oh, I
address
hope.
the awkwardness of their relationship. And I would love to know if she still has that book.
Lindsay has the ability to do the funniest thing. She could bring it to the reunion and say, Andy, I brought it for the Bravo Clubhouse. That, in the same way, in a sense of like Kim bringing the
The
bunny to
bunny.
Lisa Rinna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, hear me
Yes.
out, hear me out. Or we
Okay.
find out she re-gifted it to somebody else.
Oh, I would love, that's what I think she already did. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious if she brought it and she's like, the energy? Per Kim Richards, I'm not into it.
I
Andy, you
love
can have your.
that.
Yes. Oh, I think it'd be hilarious. Okay, so KJ and Dara are here. Some of Lindsay's friends are here. I love when we get like the names because I'm like, are they going to be in the city?
This is the girl, Yvonne. I could not remember her name for like the last week. I remember last week we talked about it, and I was talking to a friend of the podcast, Jill, about her too. And I couldn't remember her name. It's Yvonne. That she and her husband
Okay.
are on In the City, or at least we're seen filming. And so at least
Okay.
people are like questioning if she's on it.
I think if you are a friend and you get a name, you
It
and you
means
don't get
something.
introduced. Yeah, and the way that Jesse, remember, was like, this is Maggie. Not like that. You just start hugging one of our main cast members and you get a name.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, because
then you're part of
she
it.
was also at the engagement party for Lindsay and Carl, and she was someone that Danielle was bitching
Ooh.
to. So obviously like a main player in that scene, but like they're not a main player in these scenes. So getting a name when you
Yeah.
are doing nothing, yeah, it means something.
Yeah. Okay, then Bailey and Levi are here. Levi is shook, okay? Levi is a girl. She's just starting to come up. And this house is, this apartment, the biggest apartment she's ever seen in New York City.
Yeah.
The pianist, Levi doesn't know what a pianist is. She is like, there's hors d'oeuvres. That's crazy.
Okay. And what pisses me off, this would have been a perfect spot for Levi to have her own little interview. We
My
have yet to get
God.
a Levi interview. Like, she was so funny walking into that apartment. Another reaction I loved. Give our girl an
Same.
interview.
Justice for Levi at this point. I really
feel
like her.
bad. Me too.
I know. I like her. So, Bailey, Levi, Jesse, and Dara chat about last weekend. And Dara's like, actually, Bailey, I wanted to talk to you because I heard there was a rumor that I was in Ben's room. And Bailey's like, did you not go into Ben's room? And then we cut to Dara in Ben's room. And then Dara says, no, I did not go into Ben's room. And Bailey says, okay, so I was wrong. And that is the craziest way to end an argument. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be gagged.
Expertly handled because Dara is wrong. I love the receipts we're getting of Dara in the bedroom with Ben. And then Bailey's like, all right, fine. If I'm wrong, apologies. But she's not. And I think she knows she's not. And that like Dara's going to look crazy a little bit for like denying this.
Well, also, Dara did say that she was in Ben's room because that's where her shit was. So she changed and then came out, which was
It's
exactly...
whether Ben was there or not, though. And she's denying that Ben was in there with her and that she spent an hour. We don't know the time thing yet, but like Ben was there with her for at least some of it.
Yeah, I don't think she spent an hour, I would guess, but Ben was there and she was in Ben's room.
To me, Bravo not releasing the tapes or any timestamp or anything tells me this is going to continue. And I think Dara's going to be caught in, I don't want to call it a lie because I don't think anything really happened. I don't think she really takes this seriously. But like Bailey also is not just like making this up. She's adding context to it or like a spin to it that like isn't the same. Like it's how people perceive things differently. Like Bailey's clearly perceiving this one way. Dara's perceiving it a different. But the facts are that she was in Ben's room with Ben for some amount of time. We just don't know the amount of time yet. And they better give it to us at some point.
She was in the ballroom with the candlestick. Yes.
Yeah, we just
for sure.
Was the murder with the candlestick. We don't know yet.
So next time, that's how the episode ends. So next time on Summer House, we go golfing. Sabrina and Sierra get to chatting, and she invites Sabrina to the Summer House, which a real one for Ben, because I would make this man grovel to Sabrina. I wouldn't help him.
It's weird. Again, this man ran away saying I love you, and now somebody else is inviting her to the Summer House. Like he can't invite her himself.
Yeah, Amanda has told Sabrina that Ben is in love with her, and that makes Ben really mad, which Girl, you're not fighting these pick-me girl allegations with this one.
No.
This one's a crazy one.
Oh.
And also then justice for Bailey because she got ripped apart for saying that Ben wants to fuck Amanda.
So true.
And then Carl's upset about Kyle and his attitude. All right. So we've made it to the end of this episode. Will the other ones get re-edited to fit the Wes and Amanda drama? We don't know, but we'll see.
They're going to add in any instance of Amanda and Wes touching, any conversation they have, any camera angle they can of those two, they will add it in. Like, these episodes aren't locked until like 4 days prior. So like, they're going to add it in.
Can't wait. Okay, so fun, not fun. Meredith, it's odd numbers. It's your turn to go first.
Okay, by the way, I'm giving this off of the episode. I'm not going to let the the Wes and Amanda stuff infiltrate like the actual episode. Like, I'm going to discuss them, but I'm giving it to Kyle because block to Kyle. Or not fun. What am I doing?
Not fun.
Yeah, not fun to Kyle. I think it's so fucking weird for 24 hours straight. You can't apologize to your wife. And then once you do, you're like, we have issues. You. I can't with him.
No, I agree. Honestly, Kyle was my first choice, but just, we like to do a little different.
Mix
so
it up,
I'm going to go with Amanda, not because of the rumors or anything, but because, like, truthfully, I'm so sick of this drama for, like, 10 years. And also, girl, I don't like that whole, he's a businessman, so whatever he does with business, I am business. No.
Yeah, by being financially absent from your marriage, not fun.
That gives me so much anxiety. I'm so pro prenup. Even the Schwartzes got a prenup and they had $400 to their name. You know what I mean?
Even if you have a prenup, you should still know what's going on financially in your relationship.
So true. Like, ask more questions. Okay, who's your fun?
I gotta give it to Sierra. She is truly the best girlfriend. Again, we get to see her amazing costume for the second week in a row. Like, love that girly down.
Oh, I love Sierra. Oh, Sierra would have been mine too. But this is why we do sometimes you go first, sometimes I go first.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Lindsay. I love her housewarming party. She also is there for Amanda. She's like, hey, man, leave him. See how he fends without you. And she is such a good, like, producer. She was really sitting at that breakfast table getting everyone out there. She's proud of herself in her apartment. And I'm never going to not love Lindsay making Carl feel uncomfortable. That is just the funniest bit to me.
More.
Okay, well, we did it. There might be more shit to talk about in a week. We don't know. Everything's being leaked currently. I think Andy's getting questions for the reunion, so that's coming up.
I know.
This
I think
reunion better
on the 15th is what people are saying. So we shall see.
This reunion better slap. It will. It should. I don't know. Anyway, do all the things I mentioned at the beginning of the episode. And with that, love ya.
Thanks for joining. Bye.